Good morning or good afternoon, depending on when you're watching this webinar. This is part 2 of 3. Today we'll be covering the blueprint, which is our second topic. Today we have Jeff Allen with us. Of course, today I'll be your host as well, Blake Burkett. Jeff, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, Jeff Allen. Thanks, Blake. Been with CT Solutions since 2007. Been an account manager here, and I've seen the company handle all sorts of technological challenges. So from the journey to cloud to where we are today. So been excited to be a part of the webinar. So I appreciate you guys join us today from virtual land.
Exactly. Thank you, audience. And yeah, like we mentioned yesterday with Andrew, over 18 years, Jeff over about the same amount of years. So a lot of experience over here at CT helping clients with
My
their
hair used to look like yours, Blake. So it was a good time
used to
back
not
then.
be gray, right?
That's right.
No, but yeah, a lot of tenure over here at CT Solutions when it comes to helping with your voice application. But like I said, today we're going to go over the blueprint. So, Jeff, why don't you start off by giving us that blueprint? What do you how do you start with your customers when reviewing their blueprint? What's kind of the overall I would say process with a new prospect or a new client?
Well, the blueprint to me is a lot of using our expertise at CT Solutions to dig into what the customer's needs are. Not everybody is the
Mm-hmm.
same, and understanding that. For one, we don't have a cookie cutter approach to doing any type of migration from, if it's on-prem or cloud to cloud, but it's always just finding out what's important to the customer, what's important to their employees, their staff, what level do they want to be involved. But we've got different options, so I don't want to, I just want to take an agnostic approach for everybody and tell them what the pluses and minuses of everything.
Right. So really like the basis of the timeline discussion was obviously saying, contracts coming end of life. So that's obviously taking a part of, where you're at in the blueprint, right? Number two was,
Yep.
looking at, the overall, integrations like CRMs, what you're using today, Office 365, things like that. Then lastly was budget. So maybe if you wouldn't mind wrapping in, the timing portion, like the contracts, the integrations, and maybe the budget, maybe wrap that into the blueprint and maybe take us through like how you would go about getting that information from a client or customer.
Sure, sure. So, I mean, this is not, hey, we want to pull the trigger on something and have it in here in a week or two.
Mm-hmm.
So this is usually like a 3 to 6 month process. So, I mean, people just need to be prepared to go through all the intricacies. If you want a smooth delivery and integration and turn up and not to worry about a project, you want to give yourself some time. So, yeah, one, we've got different options to pay for these solutions and work with different providers. But we want to make sure that we're not just painting you on what we think you need, but we want to hear it from you, get buy-in from all the stakeholders in the company, not just IT. So I
Right.
think that's a big part, just hearing from your employees, hey, we're getting a fresh start on this. So in order to do a fresh start, let's not say, oh, we have this old system and we want to just duplicate it again.
Right. You
There's
want
a
to
lot
see
of
what
things
they
that
want
we
to
can
integrate
do.
it with, what they, how they're using it on a daily basis. Is their sales team or customer service team using it in a different way, all the way to their contact center if they have it, right?
Well,
Um,
yeah, I mean, look how many people use a cell phone as compared to 10 years ago, or just how they use a cell phone. It kind of goes the same way. Everybody has all these video applications and conferencing applications. So we want to not confuse and have people to have 10 different applications to use. We want them to streamline and integrate where we can.
right.
And then obviously just, give the tools to the people who are going to use them. If they're in customer service, give them what the tool set that they need, the managerial side. So there's lots of parts that go into the solution. I mean, obviously we want if it's cloud based, you can work from anywhere, any device,
Mm-hmm.
but also we want it to be reliable. So we come in and design that. So there's timelines on contracts when things are up. Maybe you want to bump your internet speed up. You're running more applications through your network. So we talk about a lot of those things in that.
Right. So it's
process.
truly just a whole overall approach, not just, hey, we can replace your phone system with X. It's, let's look at your network, let's look at your CRM integrations, let's look at a lot of different things to combine into one to make sure that not only all those are working together, but it's the right fit too, because so many different phone systems can, integrate with different, CRMs or different applications that you may be using within your business today. Like Microsoft Teams is one that a lot of people like to integrate to. Um, so yeah, let's kind of talk about, so from a ShoreTel perspective, what are you seeing from current clients blueprint wise in terms of migrating from that ShoreTel, and what's that move been like moving from that?
Well, like me, I don't know. I've always grown up as a frugal kid, so I like to, get promotions and stuff where I can and pass the savings on to customers. So when Mitel comes out with a program to leverage some type of migration plan, I want to maximize that for my clients, whether it's buying new handsets or buying software licenses or reusing software
Mm-hmm.
licenses. So we do a great job of digging into what is in a ShoreTel environment. If you're a current ShoreTel customer, what you've got, what we can leverage already that you've invested in. Mitel's got a long track record of doing that. They've done this before, where they say, "Hey, we want to move you to this program and make it as easy and as financially acceptable as you could."
Right.
So, I mean, from some other types of trends that I'd be seeing, I hear a lot that people want to get rid of this hardware. Hey, I got all this phone equipment sitting in my room. ShoreTel's, they got servers, they got PRI interface boxes. They just have different gear. So I like to see where we can leverage the existing virtual infrastructure if we can. If somebody wants to keep it on-prem and do a purchase, we have those options. If they want to move to a private cloud and get it all off-site and have us manage everything, we've got options to that. I've got customers who want to do more of a do it yourself. So we
Mm-hmm.
help stand it up, get the training wheels off, and let them ride off into the happy sunset and just see us for updates.
Right. Yeah. So talk us through a little bit from a public cloud to private cloud perspective, in terms of the Mitel offering versus a public cloud offering. Maybe just some of the basic differences between the two, that these ShoreTel customers can take into account here.
Well, I mean, you hear tons of different cloud providers that are out there, and it's an as a service. So you're really moving from something you invested in and have had and maybe just paid for ongoing support to now you got to pay a monthly price per month, and you don't really own anything, maybe a phone or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
we've got options to where if you want to continue to do that, Mitel does have options available. And then we work with all the other top providers like a Ring Central, for example. Ring Central and Mitel partnered up together on helping customers move into that environment. So for those who want to do an operational expense and versus a capital expenditure, hey, we want to buy this or we want to rent it or just pay as a service. Well, we've got both options. So, and if it's my opinion, like, hey, this is what I think you guys should do, I'm gonna voice that. So I mean, just use our experience on here's why I think you all could be going this route. I think another thing I hear is security is a big component of it. Some people want to have when they're in an enterprise type solution, they want as much control over the security as possible.
Right.
They're not really relying on
A
a
public
provider, a
cloud.
big provider like a public. You're in there with everybody else. You're getting updates when they tell you.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
mean, I think the controls that always comes up as an item. I mean, if you have different organizations with higher security restrictions than others, so that can be a factor too.
Right. So not only just the basic functionality of the phone system, but security's taking a play into that to making sure you can, update it on your own or control what you can control from a security perspective. So that makes a lot of sense between, a Mitel solution that's private cloud you own compared to a public cloud option. Um, take us through some trends that you're looking at, or possibly take us through some of the the people that you work with from a budgetary perspective, or what people are you talking to in terms of your customers to get these projects done from main level all the way up to C-suite?
Yeah, so an interaction standpoint, obviously there's the IT component. You want to make sure the things work and that we're working with them in the back end to make sure who's going to be set up, or they want to use Active Directory, things like that for integrations. But it's I think at the end of the day, how call flows work. It's important to the CFO. It's important to the customer service manager. It's important to the marketing people. So, what the kind of data do they want to pull from it? What kind of systems are they using that they want that data to flow to? So they're not having to go check reports in 10 different systems and push numbers to spreadsheets and turn those things in. Where you can automate things and make things more streamlined is always a benefit. I think I've seen the trend of like, hey, well, what's out there? Let's just kick the tires on these things. And then if from a budgetary standpoint, you compare down what you think, like, hey, that'd be nice to have. I don't want to have to do that right now, or this is like, yes, this is a game changer for us. We want to go ahead and do this.
It's worth the
I
investment. Yeah.
I know, yeah. I mean, and it's let's not just say how many phones you got, how many phones you need, how many people you have. There's all sorts of different efficiencies you can gain, and people are using cloud-based CRMs like Salesforce or Dynamics, or even in like healthcare specific. So there
Right.
might be something that we can do that, hey, I didn't know that existed, or we can leverage AI. So there's all sorts of different touches we can have outside of just like the phone itself and
Right.
either the headset or the handset itself.
Right. Yeah, because that's just the tip of the iceberg. Like you said, there's so much that goes into this process, and it goes back to, our whole topic for today, which is blueprint. CT Solutions as a whole. We have people like Jeff, people like Andrew, who have 15, 18 years of experience. Not to mention our technicians that we have, to our customer service team that has installed hundreds and thousands of or hundreds to thousands of people on a public and private cloud system. So we have a full team over here, really take you through that process and making sure that you're getting the right solution, not only for yourself, but for your business, for your employees, in an efficient way. And like Jeff touched on, growing into that system as well. Technology is
Uh,
evolving. So
Yeah, and I just want to add that that's a good point. But I'd say like for a blueprint, like after this is all done, who you want to partner up with? You want somebody that's responsive, know their technical expertise, they're easy to deal with. So that's a big thing about CT that a lot of IT companies or other companies that don't specialize in this type of application like voice, it's mission critical to a lot of businesses still. And if you're in healthcare or something like that, where their patients are trying to call in, they can make an appointment, or they're interacting over the phone. So
hmm
they get, and when something isn't going right, you want to be able to get a hold of somebody you can talk to that knows you, that has great response times. So I think from hey, what kind of a blueprint you want to check the vendor box? What do they do for me?
right.
Is they got to be responsive. So I meet with clients and annually if they want, or quarterly if they want. But I just want to see how we doing on our support. Is there things we could do better? What we doing well? Just get feedback, and
Right.
then relay that to our team. But
Well,
yeah,
and really, we sit in the middle of the client and the supplier for a reason, right? We're there to escalate. We're there to negotiate. We're there on their behalf. We're sitting on their side of the table, and we deal with these suppliers on a daily basis. So we know how to pull the strings, or get something escalated on their behalf, or make sure that something goes right in a deployment that we've seen gone wrong in the past, right? So that it's those years of experience that come back to us and really give our customers a great experience. Well, uh,
yeah, and I don't claim to know. I don't claim to know everything. So we've got a good team of people that here's my perspective. What do you guys think? So we're very collaborative on making sure
hmm
being involved. You don't want me programming anything, that's for sure.
that's right. That's right. Well, Jeff, is there any final remarks that you would like to cover before we end it today?
I mean, if just from the simplistic to the complex, we've got solutions for everything in between. So,
Hmm.
I mean, just if you feel like, hey, you're in a spot and like want to explore something as simple as what headsets do I use? I don't use desk phones anymore. Or, hey, I need to integrate or do this. The Department of Defense needs me to have this certain certification. We know how to get things done along those lines. So, there, I mean,
Hmm.
there's a whole
Yeah, I need a fiber
spectrum of things
connection
that we can
at
do.
my new office. I need cables run at my new office. Yeah, there's a plethora of things that we can help from an IT perspective, and like Jeff mentioned and touched on, we can help with all those things, and it's just as simple as hopping on a call and going through it with each other. So
But our whole goal for this blueprint is just to have something that allows you to grow, easy to expand, and not have to worry about. You do it right the first time, and then you got some good support system behind you.
exactly. Exactly. Well, Jeff, thank you so much for your time today. Listeners, thank
You
you so
got it.
much for your time. We appreciate you guys hopping on and listening. We hope that you enjoy these videos that we're putting together. We're rookies on it, but hey, we're learning and adapting with technology, and we're glad to take that journey with you. And hope you're looking forward to our third video, which is with our owners, our co-owners actually, Joe and Greg. So we're looking forward to reviewing with you what it is to be a trusted advisor. So looking forward to joining you guys with that next time. And thanks, Jeff.
All right. See you guys soon. Thanks, Blake.